स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ी किसी भी छोटी या बड़ी अपडेट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें स्पोर्ट्स तक और साथ ही किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. The good news is that Hashim Amla is cleared to play. Upon our arrival into the UK, once he started bowling, a different problem emerged, calling what we call a shoulder impingement syndrome. And he consulted with an orthopedic shoulder specialist in London a few days ago. He had an injection inserted into the problematic area, which unfortunately did not resolve the symptoms.
Faf, what does the loss of Dale mean to the team?
Yes, as I said, Ken, it's injuries is absolutely never part of what you want to do when you come to a tournament like this. I've said to you guys so many times that our X factor as a team is going to depend on how brilliant our bowling attack is. And at the moment, the hard fact is that Lungi and Dale is two of those players that are not on the field. We haven't had one game where we haven't had our strongest 11 playing on the field yet. So that is challenging. But unfortunately, you don't get a pass for having injuries. You're still going to make sure that your squad is strong enough. You try and plan to have backup plans for when you do have one or two injuries. Obviously, it's a little bit more than we've hoped, and that changes everything for us from a balance point of view. But we still got to get on the park and make sure we put in performances to make us as a team part of it and also our country part of it.
Faf, you said there's note from 2 already, so do you and the team feel that tomorrow is make or break concerning the World Cup?
I said 6 games is the target, so with 7 games left, it would be great if we can start that tomorrow. We've got some. There's no easy games anymore in a World Cup. We've seen that. Bangladesh played unbelievable cricket the previous game. So just now watching Afghanistan, looks like they're turning over Sri Lanka as well. So you got to be on top of your game. And I think we need to obviously try and start that tomorrow. 6 games is still the overall goal.
Given everything that's happened, is it a case of nothing to lose going into tomorrow? I mean, things can't get worse than what they are now.
Thanks for that, Ben. It's whether it's winning or losing, we've got the main thing is getting to the semi-finals, and we haven't started well. So for me, it's like I said after the previous batch to you, it's purely just our skills needs to be upgraded. It's nothing else. If we can deliver our skills, then we will. We will be in good positions. We will win games of cricket. But at the moment, we haven't been there. So hopefully, it's just a case of us getting better every game. And if that's the case, then great. Then we will start playing better cricket.
Faf, before the tournament, you emphasised the fact that bowling will be your strong point. The fact that half that bowling attack is now either injured or gone completely. Within the parameters of the squad that you've already chosen, can you change your game plan and emphasise other strengths within the team?
Yeah, I think we'll have to relook at that now. There's only 14 players to pick from now, so there's not a lot of options in terms of a bowling attack. You decide if you want to go with all your all-rounders in one team and have a long batting lineup, and as you say, probably change your game plan a little bit and bat up until 9, and hopefully you can get a big score or chase anything because you have a lot of batting. All the all the 2 spinners. Obviously this ground will, I don't think that spinners played that big a role, but still Sharma is an attacking bowler for us. So those are the 2 options we're weighing up, and as I said, there's not much other options.
And secondly, with so many injuries with Steyn, Amla, Ngidi, it could be almost understandable if a sense of self-pity almost comes into some of the youngsters. So how are you addressing that as well?
Yeah, it was more that angle. For me, the natural thing that happens in a team like that is you find that your confidence goes down, and naturally younger guys in the team, coming to their first World Cup, they will potentially go into the, self-pity cycle. So for me, it was strong words in the sense that won't be allowed over the next couple of days. It's important for us to stay strong in this time, because if you do slightly go away from that, then as a team you can just crumble. And then unfortunately we're not in a position where we can afford that. We can't control results, we can't control the outcome. What we can control is how strong we are mentally, how well we're training, what sort of language are we using in the dressing room, is it positive? So for me, that was more the main focus, making sure that the guys are still saying the right things in the team, not questioning themselves, because then it's a slippery slope, then you will just keep going further and further backwards.
Faf, Rabada's called Kohli immature in the run-up you play.
A lot of other things haunting me at the moment. I don't know the context of that, what was said in that article. I think it was mentioned in the IPL, so yeah, for me to comment on that, not sure what the context was. But I mean, Virat is a great player. Virat, whether you say something bad into the media or to him, or you say something good, he's still going to rock up a good play at the match. So I don't think that makes too much of a difference.
South Africa put all their eggs in one basket with the sort of fast bowling strategy. It was just about Yorkers and what length the guys should be bowling. What message are you giving to the bowlers, in those last 5 overs?
Sure. Okay, I'll start with that second part. Yeah, I thought the build up to that last five overs, the bowlers were excellent, and they were probably going at a runner ball on a good wicket by just staying back off length. So I think I know that the plan was, with a big side of the boundary to make sure that you have 3 options. That was the discussions between me and the bowlers, and those 3 options are the same always. It's important not to be lined up as a bowler. So with every field that you set, or that I set towards a bowler, there's an option of taking 3 balls, and on that particular long boundary, Yorker is always still an option. It's Yorker, pace of the ball, and bumper, which were the 3 options. And obviously we over-relied on the fact that we could just bowl back off a length and slow balls. There was, as I said after the game, KG had a chance there to take a catch on the boundary, which he missed. And if he took that, it would have been a whole different story. And then one just went over David's head. So yeah, the plan is never just to go one thing. There's always 3 options that a bowler has that he can execute with any different field. So obviously, in hindsight, yes, a few Yorkers would have been a better option. What was your first part?
Eggs all in one basket.
I think we did. As you can see right now, there is a plan in place for the worst case scenario, which is losing our bowling attack. So now you have to go back to your all-rounders, which we felt was what has been our strategy in the past. As I said last time, we came here the previous, I think, Champions Trophy with a lot of all-rounders, Parnell, Morris, guys like that. So we batted 7, 8, 9. So we're back to that now, back to that option, where you have a lot of all-rounders and not a lot of specialists. So I think we planned for it. As I said, we didn't plan to lose Andrich, Dale, and Lungi, but that's obviously happened now. So we still got enough options.
Faf, there's a lot of talk about how you're going to lead the side and what you're going to do, but the side's 0-2. They're playing India tomorrow. It's probably the biggest game. Does anybody in that dressing room need somebody to be spoken to get up for tomorrow?
As I said, I think naturally what happens is you just got to manage people's confidence, because that's the thing that was, especially after the last game. As professional cricketers, we want to do well, we want to win games, and we don't want to go 0 from 2. So that's the big thing that I picked up. That is important for us to change direction. That we don't, as I said, don't go take a left turn into negative town. Stay positive, stay strong, make sure we keep pushing. But we are playing probably the world's number 2 team at the moment, tomorrow. And it's going to be a huge challenge. But something we've always been good at is when our backs are against the wall, we fight. So hopefully we'll see a lot of that tomorrow and hopefully get a good result.